is coming to the center of your mat, taking the knees out wide, sitting back towards your heels. Reach the arms forward and relax your forehead on the mat. Maybe rocking your forehead side to side a few times. Starting to lengthen your breath. Taking long, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Taking a moment to just check in with your body and notice how you're feeling this morning. Taking a moment even, so we have a nice rainy morning today, so just trying to embrace kind of all the different types of weather, so embracing the much needed rain that we haven't had for a while, with feeling of kind of that nice change, cool air. And using this time to just kind of let go of anything weighing on your mind for the next hour or so, and just really being here now, just being present. We'll be setting an intention for class before we start. And then on your next inhale, you can lift your head, your chest up, maybe come up onto your fingertips, just kind of coming up halfway, drawing the shoulder blades back. And then you can walk your hands back. We'll come on to a tabletop, a few rounds of cat-cow pose just to warm up our spine. So spreading out the hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rounding your back, rounding your shoulders, chin to chest. Going through about 3 or 4 rounds of this cat-cow pose. Taking your time, just doing whatever feels good. And we'll make our way into a downward facing dog. Again, making sure the hands are spread out. It's really important for protecting your wrist and grounding through all 4 points. And then just stretching it out from here. Maybe heel toeing the feet. Bending both knees. Even coming up on the tiptoes, waking the body up, especially in the morning. Takes a little bit more time to wake up. And then when you're ready, we'll walk our feet up to our hands just to come to a ragdoll forward fold. So allowing a nice bend in the knees. Shake your head yes and no, just to make sure it's really relaxed. You want grabbing the elbows and swaying side to side. Lifting up through the hips to get deeper and feel your body weight shifting a little bit forward instead of sitting back in your heels. From here, we'll come to a half lift, drawing the shoulders back, flat back, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold forward, deeper micro bend in the knees. Next inhale, make your way all the way up. Lengthen through your spine, extended mountain pose, good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause here and take a moment to just remind yourself of your intention for class. And then we'll start with our sun salutations to warm up. So we're going to do 3 sun A's and 2 sun B's, starting at the front of the mat, moving with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips. Inhale, half lift, drawing the shoulders back. And then exhale to bend your knees. Plant your hands right by your feet. Step back, top of a plank. Draw the shoulder blades apart. And then lower down nice and slow, chaturanga. Elbows hug your ribs. We'll start with the cobra pose, drawing the shoulders back. Lift up the head, neck, and chest, little back bend. Exhale, come back down. Make your way into downward facing dog. So you can either come up, reverse push-up, or just come up on the hands and knees to make your way back into the downward facing dog. We'll be here 5 deep breaths of stretching it out. This is our reset pose. Anytime you can always come to a child's pose instead. So I'll be here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend your knees, look up to your hands. Walk, stop, or even a hop. Feet to hands coming into a half lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold deeper. Next inhale, reach up, lengthen through your spine, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just moving fluidly with our breath, starting right into the next one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale to bend your knees, plant your hands, step, walk or hop back, coming to a plank, lowering down nice and slow. Option always to come to your knees to lower down. Up dog or cobra pose. Draw the shoulders back away from your ears. Little back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths, resetting here. So just kind of checking, making sure your fingers are still spread out. I like to, because I have tight hamstrings, so I walk my feet just in a little bit. Little bend in the knees because you want to bring your chest towards your upper thighs and just settling in. Relaxing the head and neck, your chin's towards your chest. From here, bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk, step, or hop. If you're hopping, round the shoulder blades. Come forward, half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Next, inhale, make your way all the way up. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving right into the last one. So this one I won't talk. Just go ahead and move with your own flow, your own pace. Make your way back up to mountain pose. And from here, we'll start with our sun salutation beast. So we'll start sitting in chair pose, so sitting back, bending the knees. We're going to keep that chest lifted forward. Reach your arms forward and then drag your shoulders down and back. Your shoulders want to be towards your ears. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs. Half lift, inhale, we'll go through a vinyasa. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Coming to a plank, lowering down, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, right into 3-legged down dog. Reach the right leg up. Flex the foot, heels up towards the ceiling. And then come forward on the left toe, right knee high to the chest, right foot through between your hands. If it doesn't get there, grab the ankle, bring it up. Bend the back heel down. And we're going to come up to warrior one, just one breath. Inhale, reach. On your exhale, cartwheel your hands down, going through a vinyasa, making your way to the other side. moving fairly quickly because this is our warm up. Three-legged down dog, opposite leg, reaches up and back, stretch it out, and then bring that foot through between the hands, spin the back heel down, make your way up. Good. And then cartwheel your hands down, going through a vinyasa, stepping back to a plank, lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, settling in here or into a child's pose for 5 deep breaths. So we'll be here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and on 5, bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk, step, or hop, feet to hands, half lift. Exhale, fold forward, and then inhale, sit back, finishing in chair pose, getting a little bit deeper this time. Exhale, come all the way up to standing. All right, last sun B, same thing, sit back, chair pose, inhale, reach up. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, coming to a plank. Lowering down, take your time. Draw the shoulders back. Downward facing dog, three-legged down dog. Right leg, stretch it out. And bring that foot through, spin the back, heel down. Making your way up, keeping that nice bend in the front knee. And then cartwheeling your hands down, going through to the other side. Down dog, three-legged down dog on the other side. Reach it up nice and high. Bring the foot through, spin the back heel down. Coming back into your warrior, very good. We'll cartwheel the hands down. Stepping back, going through a vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Down dog or child's pose, settling in. For 1, 2, in your down dog, you want to energetically roll the shoulder blades outward. So drawing the shoulder blades apart a little bit. And the thighs kind of roll just energetically inward. From here, bending the knees, looking up to the hands. Walk, step, or hop, feet to hands, half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, and then sit back, finishing in chair pose. Exhale, come all the way up. All right, we'll take just a brief pause for a drink of water. That's our warm up. And then we're gonna start with our standing poses, standing series. So you guys probably know this, but the class is broken down kind of into 4 15-minute segments. The first 15 or so minutes is warm up, and then we have standing poses, 15-minute seated poses, and then our closing poses. All right, for standing poses, we're going to start with a standing forward fold. Feet kind of just hip distance apart, fairly close together. Hinge from your hips. Take your peace fingers as we fold forward. If you can, put them around your big toes. All right, if they don't reach your big toes, that's fine. You would kind of have them on a block or something like that. If you have a bend in the knees, that's also fine. You want to lift up from the hips, not sitting back in the heels, so shift your weight forward, working towards straightening the legs. Coming back to your breath. From here, we're going to go a little bit deeper, so keeping your hands where they are, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up just a little bit, and then exhale, we're going to fold deeper, lifting your foot up, placing your hand underneath your foot all the way to the wrist, and then the other one, bend your knees as much as you need to. You want your chest on your upper thighs. From here, we're just going to work towards straightening the knees. They don't need to be straight at all. We're just working towards getting deeper. Settling in for 5 more deep breaths. And even in this pose, trying to bring the weight forward and not sitting back too much in the heels. And then from here, you can go ahead and release your hands, bend your knees a little bit, take your hands to your hips and come all the way up. All right, good. So we're gonna start towards the front of our mats, and we're gonna set up a triangle pose. So take a big step back with your right foot. We'll start with star pose. Draw the shoulders back, and then you're gonna turn to face the back of your mat. So you're not gonna be facing me for this one. Back foot turns in. And then from here, reach, reach, reach forward. Bring your fingertips either down to the mat, maybe up to your shin, but you want that straight line between your arms. Maybe if you're more flexible, you take those peace fingers around your big toes. You want to press into the bottom hip, spin that top hip open, maybe looking up towards your fingers. Feel yourself lifting up through the core, not dumping much weight into the bottom fingers or the bottom hands. Next, inhale, come back up through to the center, star pose, and we're just going to shift our feet to turn to face the front. Left foot faces forward, back foot comes in a little. Reach, reach, reach forward, bringing that hand down, opposite arm up. Spinning the top hip open, pressing your weight to the bottom hip. Straight line between the arms, just settling in, coming back to your breath, feeling that nice stretch in your hamstring. Lifting up through the core. Next, inhale, come all the way up. This time we're going to take our hands to our hips. We're going to turn to face the other way. This time, squaring the hips to the front. So right, which is the back of your mat, right hip back, left hip forward, twisted triangle, revolve triangle pose. So take your left arm in front of you. You're going to reach, reach, reach. So ideally, you take that hand to the pinky edge side of your foot, but this is super challenging. If it doesn't quite make it, just the hand can come inside the foot. Right hand to right shoulder, spin, spin, spin that shoulder open, maybe reach the arm up. So pressing your ribs up and away from your upper thigh, twisting through that center line of your body best you can. This is one of the more challenging poses. Coming back to your breath. And then you can take your hand to your hips. We'll come back through to the center, star pose, turn to face back towards the front. So back foot turns in a little bit. Squaring the hips, right arm reaches across your body this time. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe it comes inside the foot, or if you can, it can come to the pinky edge side of the foot. Left hand to left shoulder. Keep twisting, spinning that shoulder open towards the ceiling. Lifting the ribs up and away from your upper thighs. Twisting through that center line of your body. Deep breaths. We're at the studio. We'd be probably having our hands on a block right now, but so, we don't need it. We can practice anywhere. And then on your next inhale, come back up through to the center, star pose, and then you can take your hands to your hips. We'll step back to the front. All right, next we're going to set up for extended side angle pose. We're going to take a wider step back with that right foot. Turn to face the back of your mat, settling in kind of to a warrior two to start with, so bending that right knee. Reach, reach, reach forward. Forearm maybe comes in front of the knee. Left arm reaches up. From here, that left arm can extend forward, and then you can keep that forearm in front of the knee, knees over your ankle, or if you want to go deeper, bring your fingertips all the way down to the mat. So just your choice wherever you feel like you're at right now. Coming back to your breath. And then we'll make our way back up through to the center. And then coming back through to star pose, turning that back foot in a little bit. Front foot faces forward, starting out in a warrior two to set up. Knees over your ankle. Reach forward, bring your forearm above the knee. Right hip, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Option to stay here. To go further, you extend that arm forward and then bring the fingertips down. To settle back into your breath, using your breath to just kind of stay focused, to stay present. Next inhale, make your way all the way up. Open up, star pose, hands to your hips, and then we'll step forward. All right, next pose, wide-legged forward fold. Big step back with your right foot. This time, step out even wider, so your feet are about as wide as your fingers. Maybe your heels are lined up with the back of your mat, just to make sure they're even. And then you can interlace your hands behind your back to start out with. Let's just pause here, drawing the shoulders down and back. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale, and then we'll do that one more time. Inhale, and then we're going to start to fold forward. So hinging from your hips. Allow your hands to release, your shoulders to release, your hands come up. And again, not sitting back in the heels. Bring the body weight forward. Coming back to your breath. And then on your next inhale, keeping your hands interlaced, hinging from your hips, make your way all the way up. Reach the arms out. All right, and then we'll take our hands to our hips, one more variation. So folding forward from here. Option here to just walk those hands underneath you, or you can take your peace fingers to your big toes for a little bit of leverage to try to go deeper. Or you can come into a tripod headstand from here. Lifting up through the hips. And then from here, you can walk your hands in front of you, coming up onto your fingertips for a half lift, drawing your shoulders back, and then a little bend in the knees, hands in your hips, come all the way up, and we'll take a big step to the front. All right, one more standing pose. This time we'll just stay facing the front, so step back about halfway, so shorter stance with the right foot. Stagger it a little bit, heel to heel. From here, you can grab your elbows behind your back or come to a reverse prayer, hand to hand. Elbows come out wide. Left hip back, right hip forward, leading with your chest. Spreading out the toes to ground to your feet, find your balance, holding forward towards that front knee. Nice hamstring stretch. So if this doesn't feel good for your shoulders, you can always change it, modify it. If it feels better, you can bring your fingertips down too, that's fine. And then our next inhale, we'll slowly make our way up, leading with our chest, keeping our hands behind our back, and then we'll step forward and just switch sides. So opposite leg comes back, making sure the stance is a little staggered for balance. So heel to heel, then the right hip back, left hip forward, elbows out, leading with your chest, spreading out the toes, grounding through the feet, start to fold forward towards that front knee. Coming back to your breath, about 5 deep breaths in each pose. And then from here, next inhale, leading with your chest, come all the way up. And then you can step forward and just kind of shake out the arms. We'll take a pause here too if you want to drink of water, and then we're going to do our 2 balancing poses and then our seated poses. All right, so for balancing poses, it doesn't matter which leg you start with, just start with one and then go to the other one afterwards. So starting either in tree, or you can do a half lotus coming to a forward fold. So for tree, hands at the feet at the calf, or foot all the way up to the inner thigh. You want more of a challenge, maybe you're trying that half lotus. And the half lotus can just be here, or it can fold forward, or arms reach up to extend. Drawing the shoulders down and back. If you want, you can open the arms up. Deep breath, keeping your eyes focused on something in front of you, something that's not moving. Eyes play a big part in your balance. Stay back to your breath, one more deep breath. And then we'll bring our hands back down and just release the foot, and then switch sides, moving on to the other side. Drawing the shoulders back, standing up straight, and setting up, whether it's a baby tree or a full tree or a half lotus. Starting out with your hands at your heart center, and you can keep them there, but once you feel steady, maybe reaching the arms up, maybe opening up the tree. Good, and then you can bring your hands back down. Go ahead and release, shake it out. All right, so the next one, a little bit more challenging, hands to big toe pose. So option, just to stay here, knees in line with the hips, opening the hip out, or taking the peace fingers to your big toes. We did this at the beginner series too. You could also have strap. All right, so from here, even if you're here with the knee bent, that's totally fine. It's more important to have a straight back, straight standing leg, and you're just working towards straightening that front leg. You don't have the hamstring flexibility, you might not be able to do it, that's fine. Open the hip out to the side, deep breaths, good job. You come out, just coming back in. Balance is kind of a funny thing. Some days you just have it, some days you don't. All right, we're gonna bring the foot forward, lift it up a little bit higher, release the foot, keep it up as high as you can, point the toe to keep that leg totally engaged. Hamstring strength for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Good job. You had it up nice and high. Okay, rolling up that ankle. Same thing on the other side. Round through the other foot. Take your time to set up. The straight back, focusing your eyes on something, maybe starting out here. When you're ready, bringing that foot forward. The leg doesn't need to be straight. You're working towards it. Coming back to your breath. Straight back, opening the hip out to the side. You can always use that other arm as a counterbalance. All right, we're gonna bring that leg forward, lift it up a little bit higher, release it, keeping it up as high as you can with the straight leg. Point the toe to keep that leg straight. Hamstring strength, hold it for 5, 4, good, 3, 2, 1, shake it out. All right, awesome, great job, guys. The Apollo there right in the front center of the camera. All right. From here, we're gonna come into our chair pose. So we're gonna do our chair pose and our warriors, but we're gonna hold them a little bit longer this time. So feet close together, sitting back, chest is lifted, drawing the shoulders down and back, and then you can reach the arms up. We're gonna be here 5 deep breaths. Good. From here, we're going to go through a vinyasa, so folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, coming to a plank, lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Coming into downward facing dog just briefly. You're going to bring your right foot through between your hands, spin your back heel down. Let's check our alignment since we're going to be here a little bit longer. Front heel's about in the middle of that back foot. Front knees over your ankle. Hips square to the front. Warrior one. So we're settling in here. 5 deep breaths. Reaching those arms. Arms can be shoulder distance apart, or a little bit more challenging is to bring the hands together. So just whichever option you want to try. Deep breaths. From here, keeping your arms up, we're going to straighten that front leg. Front foot turns in 45 degrees, turning to face the back of the mat. Warrior one on the other side. So squaring the hips towards the other side, left hip back, right hip forward. And just coming back into the pose, pressing through that pinky edge side of the back foot. So grounding through both feet, nice and strong. Coming back to your breath. All right, from here, opening up to warrior two. So your knees, your legs stay the same, your hips square to the long edge. Relax the shoulders down. Trying not to lean forward. Sometimes we do without even noticing it. Just torso's relaxed in the middle, energetically squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. From here, keeping the arms out long, straighten both legs. Take that back foot in 45 degrees, turn to face the front. Warrior two on the other side. So warrior two facing the front. Settling in on this side. Coming back to your breath. From here, we'll cartwheel the hands down. We're going to go through a vinyasa. So lifting the back heel up, step back. Going through to an up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just 2 or 3 breaths, noticing how you feel right now compared to the very beginning of class. All right, so from here, we're going to make our way to a seat. So you can either hop or walk your feet to the center, crossing at the ankles, and then sitting down, kind of just in the center of your mat. And we're just going to start with staff pose. So flexing the feet in front of you. If you want, you can kind of remove the flesh out of the hip bones to make sure you're really grounded down. Hands by your side. And we're just going to hold this pose for a few moments, just stacking the spine. Feet are really flexed and engaged through your whole leg.
I don't know who that is, actually. How do I turn off my...
Next, inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, hinging from your hips. We're going to reach forward. Coming to a forward fold. Hi, guys. We have another class in progress right now.
I'm going to try to hang up.
We'll see you at 10:30. All right, so coming to a seated forward fold.
You're not your class?
Huh?
That wasn't your class?
No.
It's okay. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. There's someone else who just kind of came on. I know the rest can't see. But we have another class at 10:30, so you can just turn your camera off and then join in a few minutes before. All right, so next inhale, come up. And we're going to point the toes, hands behind your back, setting up for upward plank. Elbows straight back. Lift up, working towards pressing the tops of the feet onto the mat. That's a big challenge there, getting the tops of the feet all the way down. Keep the hips lifted up nice and high. Allow your head to drop back, shoulders to squeeze a little bit towards each other in the front. Deep breath. Good, and then lower back down. From here, low vinyasa. So crossing at the ankles, you're going to bring that one forward, draw the shoulders apart. So you're really lifting up through the shoulders to make your way back to a plank. lowering down through a low vinyasa, so an up dog or cobra, and then exhaling through to downward facing dog. 1 or 2 breaths here, and then you can walk or step or hop your feet through to the center, coming back to a seat. All right, so we're going to start with, it doesn't matter which side. We're just start with one side and then switch to the other side. So your foot's going to be in towards that inner thigh. Square your hips to the leg that's out long. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Reach, reach, reach forward. Good. Coming to a forward fold here. Settling in, coming back to your breath. Keeping that foot flexed and engaged, because we're holding it like less than a minute here. We want the foot to be engaged the whole time. So we're really getting that stretch all through the leg and the hamstring. And then next, inhale, you can lift up, walk your hands back. All right, and we're just going to switch sides. So straightening the other leg, opposite foot towards your inner thigh. Flex the foot that's out long. Square your hips to the foot that's out long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Good, and then next inhale, you can walk your hands back, coming all the way up, and optional vinyasa. So if you don't want to do the vinyasa, you just take a water, take a break, maybe just find another stretch. The vinyasa is just optional between the seated poses to help kind of keep the flow, keep the movement going. Just like 1 breath or so in down dog, and then you'll bring your feet through to the center, crossing the ankles, coming back to a seat. All right, so bringing one leg forward, the other knee is going to bend to the side, and you're going to kind of internally rotate the knees in towards each other. The front foot's flexed. If this splits out here, that's fine. If you're able to bring it all in, do it. If you can't, that's fine. You want both sit bones down, most important. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, reach forward, coming to a forward fold here. Next, inhale, draw your head up, chest back. Exhale, come up the whole way. Straighten the other leg, bend the other knee back. Full sit bones down on the mat. Flexing foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, reach forward. Settling in on the other side. Next, inhale, draw your head and chest back. Exhale, come up the whole way. Straighten that leg, maybe shake it out. Optional vinyasa. One breath and down dog. Bringing the feet through, coming to a seat. We're going to set up for a seated twist. So 1 foot will come forward, the other foot crosses on top. Option to keep that leg out long, or if you can fairly easily just bend it back, kind of sitting on the heels, you'll do that. Inhale, reach up. So whatever knee's on top, the opposite arm is going to reach up. And then exhale, you're going to bring the elbow above the knee, lengthen through your spine, looking over your shoulder. So each inhale, think to lift and lengthen your spine. Each exhale, think to twist a little bit deeper. Think of lifting your belly up and over your upper thigh. Little neck stretch by looking behind you. The twisting is really good for our back, for our spine, good for our digestion as well. And then we'll come back through to the center, just taking an easy counter stretch on the other side. Twist your legs and just set up for the other side. Same thing, pressing that foot over, either keeping that other leg out long or you can bend the knee back. Inhale, reach up, opposite arm to opposite knee. Exhale, twist. And then each inhale, think spine length, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, think of lifting that belly up and over the upper thigh. Looking behind you, settling in, deep breath. And then come back through to the center, easy counter stretch on the other side. All right, and then we'll go through a vinyasa. All right, bringing the feet through to the center, coming back to a seat. We're setting up for boat pose. So knees stay bent in front of you, draw the shoulders back. You want to lean back, but keeping a straight back. Draw the shoulders back, energy through the arms. Maybe start out by hovering the toes, option to stay there. Or you can bring the feet up a 90-degree little bend in the knees. You want to keep the knees in towards the chest or working towards straightening the legs for 5, 4, 3, wait for the toes, 2, 1, cross at the ankles. You're going to bring your hands forward, draw your shoulders apart, lift up, coming right into the second of 3. So come right into it without thinking about it. Energy through the arms for 5, 4, embrace the shakiness, 3, 2, 1, crossing at the ankle, come forward, round the shoulders, lift up, coming right into our last one. Last one, make it a good one. Reach through the arms, point through the toes, chest forward for 5, 4, you got this, 3, 2, 1, good, come forward. We're gonna go straight to a vinyasa from here. All right. We'll come back to a seat, setting up for a butterfly stretch. Feet together. Heels in towards you. Starting out with a straight back. So drawing the shoulder blades apart, sitting up nice and tall, and hinging forward, but keeping your chest lifted. So not rounding the back yet, not rounding the shoulders. Even if you're just going forward a tiny little bit, just work from here for a few breaths. From here, option to stay like this, or you could round the lower back, round the shoulders, round the head and neck, and go a little bit deeper. All right, making your way up. And we'll go through our last vinyasa of the class. All right, making your way to a seat. Taking a drink of water before we make our way onto our back, and we'll use our core to go onto our back. So feet in the front of your mat. Yeah, when you're ready, we're going to do a roll down. So inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. Start to roll down. Point your toes, using your core to make your way down as slow as you can. And then once you're there, reach your arms up overhead. Stretch it out. Point your toes. From here, we're going to set up for a bridge pose. So bending your knees, heels in towards you. Press your palms into the mat, lift your hips up, nice and high. You can walk your arms under your shoulders, interlace your hands behind your back. Lifting your chin up away from your chest, energetically squeezing those inner thighs towards each other so that they're parallel. So like imagine a block between your knees. Deep breaths. And slowly lower down, upper back first, middle back, lower back, take your feet out wide, drop both knees to one side, and then both knees to the other side. All right, from here, one more bridge pose, so either exact same thing, or you can do a variation. So my variation, I'm gonna do a one-legged bridge, or you could do a full wheel pose, a full back bend, so on your hands behind your shoulders. So whichever one you wanna do. Making your way into it right now. You're doing the one-legged bridge. Bring one leg out, pointing the toe, keep the hips lifted in both ones. Keep the hip lifted, chest up and away, lifting through the heart. You're doing the one-legged bridge, switching sides. My dog decided to break down the barrier wall. Anyway, slowly lowering down.
Come on.
Take the feet out wide. Drop your knees side to side. All right, from here, you can bring your knees in towards your chest. I have to get the dog out of the way. You can probably leave on their phone. And take your right knee in towards your chest, your left leg out long. Straighten the right leg, so hands behind your right thigh, your calf or your ankle, gently pulling it down towards you. The opposite knee, like typically it's out straight, but if it feels better for your back to be more flat, you can bend that opposite knee. Bring your forehead up towards the knee to go a little bit deeper. Good, and then you can bend that knee into your chest, and we'll switch sides. So opposite knee, other leg is out long, or you can have the knee bent, that's fine. Straighten the leg, hands behind your thigh or behind the calf or ankle, gently pulling it towards you, getting that nice hamstring stretch. And then bring your forehead up towards the knee to go a little bit deeper. Good, and then go ahead and release. All right, from here, we're gonna set up for a shoulder stand or waterfall pose. So if you're coming into the shoulder stand to plow pose, you'll wanna make sure you're scooched a little bit forward on your mat so you have room to come back. Option one is just waterfall pose. So it can even be feet up the wall if you're at home and you just want to let your feet relax up against the wall, that's fine. Nice inversion. Or if you want to come to the full shoulder stand, rolling up onto your shoulders, hands behind your lower back. Don't look side to side because you don't want to strain your neck. Your chin just stays towards your chest, looking up towards your toes. From here, if you're in shoulder stand, you're going to start to lower your feet behind your head, bringing the hips forward, coming into a plow pose. Once you're here, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, and that allows you to get up a little higher on your shoulders. So you want to be on the back of your head and your shoulders, not on your neck. And then from here, bending your knees, pressing your palms into the mat, slowly rolling down, we'll come to a happy baby pose. Reaching for the outside of the feet, maybe rocking side to side a few times. And then hugging the knees in towards your chest. Forehead up towards your knees, make yourself into a tight ball. And then from here, we're gonna release and make our way into Shavasana. So our final relaxation pose. So finding a comfortable position, we'll be here about 3 minutes or so. Whatever is most comfortable for you. You want closing your eyes, getting out any last minute fidgeting so you can find the place of stillness for the last few minutes. Scanning your body. Noticing if you have any tension anywhere and just consciously allowing that part of your body to kind of sink in a little bit deeper to the mat. Release, relax, and let go. From here, go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. Complete exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Start to roll out your ankles. Roll out your wrists. Reach your arms up overhead. Bend your knees. Maybe roll onto your side or just kind of stretch it out to the side. Making your way up to a seat. All right, very good. So from here, we'll just bring our hands to our heart center. Take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude, a sense of peacefulness, and just allow the positive energy that you feel from class to be a benefit to yourself and people around you throughout the day. Namaste. All right, and I am going to turn my mic off so that I can hear you guys, and then you guys can say goodbye. Jenna Tanner is adorable. Hi, Apollo.
Definitely. Please.
I wish I can't actually switch it out once we're in the